live.
Go, go, go.
Evening, everybody. Welcome back to our third week of 13 weekly watch-along streams. Going in blind again, as always. But before that, James, how's it going?
All good, thanks, mate. How are you doing? How's everyone in the chat doing?
Yeah.
Are you all excited for tonight again?
All good, all good. I've gone into hiding again.
Same here, mate. Yeah. I've been busy. I was a little bit lazy this morning, just hanging around, not doing an awful lot. And then this afternoon, I've just been doing stuff, basically.
Yeah, same
Got uni work to do. And
yeah.
show notes I did for the podcast later as well, so we're all good there.
So
How's everyone doing in the chat?
Yeah, chap's busy. Titch is in, Sheep's in, Yanni's in, Retro Godfather's in, Frankie's in, Kyosho's in. It was asking if we're streaming weekly. We are absolutely going to stream every week these watch-alongs. The VODs are around on YouTube, and I think they're still on Twitch, actually, if you want to pick them up. Who else have we got in today? Go through the chat. Ginger Fairy's in. I've seen you pop up before. How's it going, bud? Sam's in, Richard Cartledge is in, usual crew are all in. Thanks for dropping by as you do every week. It is much, much appreciated.
Stuff. Hello to everyone that Matt's just named.
Reeling names as we go.
Nice to see you all.
Oh, hey, Scribe, how's it going?
Hey, Scribe. I will mention, just randomly, if for some reason you want to listen to these watch-alongs, just the audio version, we do have a separate podcast feed. I've called it, I think it's Shenmue Dojo anime feed.
Yeah, that's it.
So I'll just, every time we do a watch-along or anything we mention an anime or something, I just convert the audio to that, if that's interesting to anyone. I don't know. I just thought, in case someone's out there searching specifically for the anime, that might pop up, and then it's like another outlet for us, isn't it, really?
It is.
Hey, Paddy's in tonight as well.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, dude.
We're busy tonight. So, obviously, we haven't watched any of this. I had a quick recap of episode 2 this morning. Just have a quick scoot around, refresh my memory, get hyped and all of that. Stayed well away from social media. And
I've watched it a few times myself, actually, the last couple of nights. I've just stuck it on. I think I've watched, or tried to watch, like the Japanese a few times and the English a few times, like try and give a bit of love to both.
Yeah.
Both dubs.
Yeah, definitely. I like the English dub, actually. I think it's very good. I'm quite... And George is in as well. God, we're busy tonight. James, I think, what time are we now? It's just coming at 8:05. So, do you want to give people a couple of minutes?
Yes, so like what we normally do, guys, we'll give you a few minutes to log on to your Crunchyrolls, because sometimes if you've not logged on for a little bit, it can be a bit of a nightmare to log in and pick about 5,000 bloody traffic lights out of a few little shitty images. So get that done, log yourself in, and we'll probably go, it says 20:05 on my little thing down here, so we'll go 20:08 tonight.
Yeah. Give it sort of 3 minutes, people get sorted. Sheep was asking, how do we do it? How do we stay blind? Quite simply, by going dark and finding other things to do.
Yeah, basically. I mean, I suppose it's only been since 5:30 this morning.
Yeah.
Or 5 o'clock now, aren't we? We're a bit earlier.
Yeah,
But, yeah, I mean, Sundays are quite busy for me anyway, in general.
Yeah, they're pretty busy for me.
The worst is just going on Twitter, like I say, man. I always go on Twitter. So I keep going on to clear my notifications, and then I've just closed the app straight away.
It's crazy, isn't it? That's a point, actually. I've just seen flags mentioning logging out the Crunchyroll Xbox app. If you've got a Nintendo Switch, you can get Crunchyroll on there now. So you can actually watch Shenmue on your Switch. So if you want to watch it in bed or whatever, just popped into my head
Make
there.
a note of that one.
Hey, Section 8. Good to see you.
Crunchyroll on Switch.
Yeah.
Forgot about that one.
I think that was Wednesday or Thursday last week that popped up somewhere. And another bit of good news that you may have seen floating around Twitter was actually Shenmue was trending again on Twitter. So this anime is doing some heavy lifting, which is great.
Looks awesome to see, isn't it? Hopefully we got that throughout the course of the next, how many weeks we got left? About 11?
Yeah.
10 or 11?
10, 11 weeks left. Right, let's...
Free trial just ran out today, did it, Cheap? What's for Crunchyroll?
Get my screens up.
We've got the 75-day thing, haven't we?
Yeah, through Xbox Gamer Pass. Right, so we're 7 minutes past. So is everybody in chat ready?
I'm ready as well.
ResRobot, good to see you in. First time watching with us. Thanks for coming in. Hey, Grey Fox.
Nice to see you guys.
People are diving in, ready?
Let me just get my volume sorted.
Yeah, no worries. No problem at all. I've got my screen set up. Yep, screens are all good.
You definitely can't hear that, no?
Nope, can't hear. I can't hear anything. I only hear you. Hey, Hannah, how's it going?
Okay, good stuff.
Right.
It's handy that the Crunchyroll logo is quite loud.
Yeah, it is.
So...
Right, we're on 8 minutes past. I'm ready, James, if you're ready.
Have a quick drink and then I'm ready.
Yeah. Hey, Mike.
Right, guys, let's do this.
Okay.
So, I'm going to count down. I did from 10 last week. That was a bit too long. Let's go from 5 tonight.
Happy medium.
I don't know why I have to be different every week, but we'll go from 5 seconds here. So, make sure your little timer scroll wheel things all the way back to 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 as far as you can go to the left. We're going to hit it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, click.
Here we go. Bring it on. Okay.
Oh, we're starting in Bailu.
It's a damn prophecy again. Fuck's sake.
Like the 8th time. That's all she says. There's someone who's like, oh, shut the...
Although, she looks...
It's cool, though.
Forlorn. Like, she's saying it in contemplation.
And she's completely ignored him, so it's like...
Yeah,
that's all she's thinking about.
Okay, so he apparently knows his prophecy as well. Well, I suppose he would, being from the village.
Yeah, that's true. Especially Aldier's saying it.
Who is he? Oh, he's getting funny about it.
He's already expecting this guy to be competition.
Oh, there's a village holding a festival.
Okay.
Oh, I wonder if we'll see like a different village next episode if they go that far.
She's always looking up to the eastern clouds. I think it was Titch that mentioned that, and ever since then I've been thinking like it's quite a good telling thing that they keep showing there, the eastern sky or whatever.
She was sat there contemplating.
I don't know what she's expecting to see.
Like, she was sat there going, like, contemplating the prophecy, what it means. Maybe even how she fits in. Does she fit into it?
Possibly. I mean, it's all a bit up in the air at the moment, isn't it? But she is really thinking about it, isn't she? So,
I love this song. This song is bloody catchy.
And going a bit mad out there, but if she is like the ancestor of an ancestor of an ancestor, maybe that's a little bit more.
Yeah,
There's something going on in her head that's a bit more. Does anyone know these words yet?
Get on Switch's,
been using Switch's translated video. I don't know why I haven't got the chat up. Let me get the chat up while this is playing. No, word for word now, Ginger. Yeah, they don't subtitle it in the English version.
They don't.
No,
they don't at all.
Switch has done it though. If you check out.
So we're MJQ. Oh, hang on, that's Terry.
Terry. Oh, Terry sitting down here.
Yeah.
Who are these pair?
Okay.
Ooh, evil bastards. You don't really see him in the computer, do you?
No, you don't at all. Okay, so we've got a flashback from last week. They like doing these sorts of things. I think it's quite a good
It
idea.
works well, though, isn't it? Yeah, it is a good idea. Closed.
Oh, we got Gowan there. So this is sort of again, it's a follow on from last week.
This kid's normally outside the bakery, isn't he?
Yeah, sort of running around.
Really nice how they design the characters in it for the anime. They look
one to one, don't they? Now this was in the teaser from last week, so we've obviously already seen this little bit. Oh, excuse me. So that's worded differently. Contact Master Chen for help if the situation gets dire. Again, slightly worded differently.
Yeah.
But that's, yeah, it is what it is. Oh, that's a mistranslation.
Allies.
Father Sky and Common Allies? That's a mistranslation. That's wrong.
At least it's not bloody my friend or whatever.
Well, true. But if you listen to the English teaser, it's correct.
They say comrades, yeah, they say it in the dub.
It's correct. So that's a cock up there. Oh, tobacco shot.
Father Sky.
Yeah. Man, come on! I'm having a fit here. It's not going to spoil anything. It's just like, get it right.
It's only subtitles, isn't it?
Yeah.
I wonder if they must be saying the right thing in Japanese.
Yeah, they must. You'd have thought so.
Hirata-san?
So she's giving some advice. Oh, the bus! And it's the same number bus as well. Okay, so it's Amahama, so he's turned up at the harbour then.
It says we're going to get the Goro scene.
Yeah,
Nice.
Here we go. This is slightly different.
There's two people though, aren't they?
Yeah, there's 3 goons here.
Oh, there's 3 of them, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, alright, Goro. Ooh!
Nice.
Oh! It's no dragon punch though, eh?
Didn't have to do much for that, did he?
No, he just ruined him.
Would have been cool if he did the uppercut thing.
Yeah, it'd be brilliant. Okay. Interesting. He's telling him they get off at 7.
So is he going to go to the new warehouse first or not?
No, they've missed that out straight to the old one, which makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah, it makes sense. So you've got the guardhouse here. This was in a teaser as well.
Intense music.
Oh,
he's got the torch scene.
Nice. And he's got it as well. Excellent. Good.
Just the wind.
Sneaky hand up there. Oh!
So
where are we now?
Is that Guizhang?
Yufenko. Okay.
Oh, so there is more Chens.
There are indeed more goons working for him, which makes sense. We were talking about that on our podcast last week.
Yeah, because why would you be scared of like 2 people?
Okay. Yeah.
Does he specifically say he lives in Hong Kong in the game?
I don't think he does at this point. I might be wrong though. I'd have to play it again. So he's saying Yuandazu facilitated the mirror coming back to Japan. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
Here's the plate.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So that confirms where the plate is. It's interesting he's got one, though. Where's this? Zhui Hall?
Shui Hall. Is this a new location?
This must be a flashback somewhere.
Hang on. Bamboo.
Because it's...
Bamboo
And
trees.
it's Chinese. It's in China.
Oh, he's Chinese. So Landy's already there now?
No, I think this is a flashback. Tell me what you know.
Who's this guy?
All right.
This isn't Mr. Yuan, is it?
No, no. This is something completely different. I think this is a precursor to the events at the dojo. Possibly. Yuanda's it, yes. I want to know where that is. It must be China, but where in China?
Ooh.
Oh.
Oh, mate, I love this.
I'm telling you now, I swear to God, that mirror is like ripped out of Shenmue 3.
No way, I love this.
This is really cool with the Phoenix. That's really cool. I love that.
It's like proper Chinese law imagery.
Ethan, it's in Shenmue 4.
That hall.
He's joking. I'll have a look in a minute, Richard. I'll have a gander.
Okay. Is that an actual location? Like, I bet you can Google and then...
Yeah, we'll have a look.
Whatever.
Oh, he's being tailed. That's the guy who's with Charlie in that corner.
Oh, mate, I'm lost now. Who was that?
Rio's being tailed. Okay. Oh, so they're playing up this like Master Chen's like really dodgy.
Okay.
I like this because the games it's intimated, but it doesn't really go into much detail.
Good guys, aren't they, in the games? The next day, Wow's room. Okay.
So he's obviously hunting for the mirror here.
So there was okay. I'm trying to. Yeah, okay. Katana's in Iwao's room. That's from the trailer.
Yeah. He's now in the dojo. Oh, hello. Is he gonna get the scroll?
Oh, he's getting the mysterious scroll.
Oh no, he's fallen off.
I hope they reference that though, because that's a big thing,
big
isn't
thing
it?
in the games.
In the inventory and stuff. So let's hope he tries again.
So he's been patched up.
He's back.
There's a Sega Saturn.
Nice
Get
catch.
in. Okay. The sword handguard.
Oishi-san, was it? Nice.
Rio is jacked. Absolutely jacked.
Wen Chen. That's his real first name, isn't it? That Master Chen.
I like this. Going into his sort of shady, dodgy past and what he's been up to.
I like, obviously, the anime can show these scenes, can't they? Behind the scenes.
Oh, Guizhang Guizhong,
So
rather.
there was someone else tailing Rio to the warehouse,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
does he think this is the guy now?
I don't know if he knows who it was. I don't know if he even knows that other guy was tailing him.
The other guy was tailing.
But Rio was being
Ooh.
tailed by one of Charlie's goons as well.
Was that the commercial break there? Just...
Yeah. Whoop. Okay.
Bit cocky in the.
I like this though. Bit of Landy.
I love this, man. What
Swanky
is this?
ass room.
It's got a bloody router. TP Link router in the back there. Oh no, it's not. It's a couple of fountain pens actually. I thought it was a router.
Okay.
I suppose this is 1987.
Oh, there's Chai on the roof.
Unless it was Chai, did you definitely saw
No,
that
it was not.
like...
It looked too big. It looked too big. That's Mai.
Oh. So they're introducing her here as well, which is cool.
Yeah, it's a nice little nod because obviously we know
Router, I mean.
in the harbour she's a bit of a tearaway briefly.
And the fact that she's in this, and we've already seen Goro, I reckon we're definitely going to get the marriage thing.
Yeah. Zomi's triggered a thought.
Mm.
And she's off. Mai's off. Do you reckon that's the Canada conversation that she's going to have?
Probably, I was thinking that. Because she knows, doesn't she?
She got the phone call last episode. And he's like, future, yes. Revenge.
Oh.
Oh.
This is cool.
Yeah.
I kind of wish we hadn't seen stuff like this.
Yeah, I do, because this got this
Just
came
been
out
spoiled.
yesterday. That leg sweep's really cool.
Yeah. Nice to have a focus on fight, isn't it? How long's left? Okay. Do you reckon he's going to find the mirror then now?
I reckon so. Rio's having a bit of self-doubt there. The scrolls are different here, I think, as well, aren't they? Because you've got an eagle on
They're just
the
on,
left.
okay.
On the left-hand side.
Well, that is an eagle, I think, on that.
Yeah. Clean the garden. How do you clean a garden?
Sweep, I suppose.
Yeah. She's getting
I think
sword.
do you think that triggered his thinking, like, because he hid the thing in the garden, didn't he, under the tree? That's what I was thinking there. Him saying garden, it triggered him.
So you've got the handguard going in. Probably weed the garden, yeah, fair point. And then the sword goes in.
Hopefully no one's standing behind that.
Yeah, otherwise you
impaled by a sword.
Stabbed in the chest.
Hey?
This is like...
So this is very accurate, isn't it?
Yeah, the music's a remix as well, I'm sure.
May well be.
Yeah, it's a smaller basement, straight away.
Smaller basement.
Oh, you got the eagle there? Yeah, because in the game, because I'm assuming that's where he's going to find the mirror. In the game, you bash the wall, don't you? But you don't need that. You don't need that here because you don't need that interaction. Yeah, that's the mirror. Ripped out Shenmue 3.
Ooh, that's
what's
interesting.
He doing here? That's the photo.
Wiley Village photo. So we don't really know if you picked the mysterious scroll up though, do we?
No.
Didn't show that, so...
Has it been retconned, or will it pop up later?
That looks so good, doesn't it?
Blatantly taken out of the games. To get a bit more lore here.
I love this. Ooh. Dude, that's cool. I love that there's like you say, they're not retconning this sort of stuff.
White Leaf retconned, possibly.
Ooh, that's a good point.
Oh, here comes Chai. Oh, he boots. Ooh, ooh.
Oh, that was cool how he's stood on his leg.
I like that.
Hazuki push that button. We're going to get that.
He's booted him in the stomach. That's rather dramatic, isn't it? Good shout.
Yeah. That's good, that is. They've done that really nicely.
Yeah, it's pretty much one-to-one to the game, isn't it? I like that. Okay. It's all rather dodgy. Yeah, it does a bit, doesn't it? Oh, this music's really cool as well. Oh. Oh, he's off. He's leaving.
Where's that base then?
I don't know. It must be. It's got to be near the harbour somewhere, surely. So he's now off to Hong Kong. Sarea's getting angry.
He's reminiscing about something that happened 5 minutes ago.
Oh, they've changed it up here. They're using the vocal theme here. I like this. He's saying to him, "Look, I'm dodgy as hell. I'm not putting you through this. You're not. I'm not going to do it for your own safety." He's trying to ward him off.
Mm.
Rio's like, "Nope." Again, this is a theme about who his father was. That's playing so much more than vengeance here.
So this is Landy going.
So this is the boat scene, isn't it, where he buggers off?
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
And then we got Hong Kong.
Oh.
Oh, here we are. And that's it.
Ah. Okay.
There's a lot going on there.
There's a lot going on there. So that's the end of disc 2 then. They've like done a disc and
They've
one
pretty
episode.
much hammered it. So you haven't got much left to go, have you? What?
Just the harbour job stuff, haven't you? And then I suppose they're going to introduce Terry a bit more stuff going on there. 70-man battle, Goro stuff, Mark stuff, because we've seen Mark in the trailer. So they've got a lot to squeeze in the next episode or 2 then, haven't they?
Yeah.
At least, maybe.
I mean, I know
at most.
there is obviously a link that I put around last week, which basically says how many episodes of Shenmue 1 you're going to get. I can't see him doing 5 days of the forklift. I think they'll do sort of 1 or 2 maybe, because otherwise it's...
There's some good fights within those days, though, isn't there? Like
there's a lot to cram in, isn't there, with those fights?
The homeless man, the homeless man chase with the bike and that sort of stuff. That's cool. And the chicken race.
Goro getting beaten up.
Mark getting beaten up.
Yeah, there's a lot going on.
And then you have the Nozomi saying she's going to Canada. The amulet scene, because the amulet's in the credits, so they
Yeah,
must be doing that as well.
and it's in that. It
So
was
I
in
reckon
that first
there's
trailer.
got to be 2 episodes. I reckon there's 2 more
Yeah,
episodes in
Shackles.
Japan. Shackles.
Okay,
Well, I remember saying that Shackles thing. That could be Nozomi being kidnapped.
it would make sense. Let me just move my screen back over. I can see 2 episodes.
I can see 2 more actually. Yeah,
I can see two more episodes, and then
just
you're
from the
in,
amount of stuff that we've named.
and then you're properly into Shenmue 2, which gives you what 8 episodes into Shenmue 2, which is quite a lot. Like you
Is it 8?
yeah, it's 13 episodes, isn't it?
Okay.
So yeah,
Yeah.
so eight episodes to do the whole, do a
Doable
lot
then,
of
I
Shenmue
suppose.
2, which is doable.
Yeah.
I
Good
think.
stuff, guys. Let me close that down then. Let me move the chat back
I
over
mean,
here.
I think revenge. It's there, but I think they're talking more about his father than anything else. But I do think as things go on, he will get more and more involved in that revenge thing.
Do we think like the anime's doing a good job of like not flashing out the story, but keeping new people and what's going on? You know what I mean? Like we're saying, a lot of stuff's just happened there. So that whole conversation with Master Chen about Chiyo, the Chiyo men, um, do you think people are going to be following up like what's actually going on, or is it just because we
I
know
th-
it already?
I think they're. I mean, for us, obviously, we know what's going on. But I think in terms of somebody who's not watched it, I think they're introducing the characters quite quickly, but they're
Yeah,
giving enough sort of background saying that, yeah, to give it context as to why they're there. We know why they're there. I mean, Paddy's just touched on it in chat that we know they're there. It's because we know the story so well. We've played these games hundreds and hundreds of times.
yeah.
But if that Sheep's put this Reddit thread in there saying that there's someone who's never played the games, no knowledge of it, is really enjoying it, is rewarding, likes the story and likes the art.
It's just good to hear. Yeah.
So if they're
I mean,
doing that well, we're in business.
it's creating the intrigue into it. I think whatever they've talked about, just even if someone's confused, they're not really following. It's an intrigue into the next episode because they're hoping that they're going to explain stuff a bit better, perhaps, or as episodes go on, it'll make more sense, which it might do, to be fair. So, can we work out then what was going on with Landy? Where was he? Was that a flashback? Was that something that
So
had happened
I'm
prior
pretty
to Iwao dying?
I'm pretty sure it's a flashback to before a WoW dying, and then he obviously makes his way over to Japan. I mean, Richard
It was a
sent me.
flashback, I'm sure.
Um,
Because it wasn't fuzzy like the other flashbacks have had that fuzzy shit. It was like just plain as though it was happening, and it was the guy who sold out. Wow, okay. It's difficult to like read the subtitles at the same time and take it in, and I think it's right before he went to Japan. So was Landy okay, so where was that hall, that Hui Hall?
so
That's somewhere in China?
it's apparent. I'm just reading what Richard sent me. And it's about
Can you put it
500.
up on the screen or
I might be able to share it. Hang on. Let me pull my browser up. I don't know if it'd be too
Peter K.
small.
Wilson says he thought it was Niaowu. Ooh. See the name sounds familiar, the Hu Hie Hall. Is that not where that dude's training?
It's not letting me zoom particularly well.
What's that hall called where the Kung Fu Panda guy is? Isn't that Hui Hui Hall or something? Sorry for butchering all the names.
I can't remember. I'd have to Google. I have to have a quick look. But that's what Richard just sent me. It's just popping up on the screen now.
It was a flashback since he was in Japan at the time. Okay, Hannah. It just took me by surprise that I've had to think about that. Like, so is that where it's actually located? That little pinpoint thing.
Yeah.
Let me make the stream bigger a second. So, Shui is located in the region of Gansu Sheng. Gansu Sheng's capital, Langzhou. Langzhou. Why is that familiar? Langzhou.
Ah. What's the name of the place that Shenhua mentions?
Isn't that Feng something? It's approximately 349 kilometers away from Shuiyi as the crow flies. The distance from Shuiyi to China's capital Beijing is approximately 842 kilometers. Maybe also interesting distances. Okay.
It does look like a restaurant actually, or some sort of business.
So if you look at that map at the bottom there, then so that's Japan on the right,
Yeah,
that like snake-shaped country thing. So is Hong Kong? I don't actually know where Hong Kong is on the map, but is that where that to the right of that red pinpoint? Is that Hong Kong there?
I don't know.
Perhaps.
My geography for China is crap, so someone might have to fill us in chat on that
I'm
one.
just thinking from like the travel across the sea.
No, it's Korea. Yeah, so it must be
Over there.
further across, like down and across, because it's
Oh,
quite
it's
a long
Korea.
boat trip, isn't it?
Okay. Could be sheep, yeah. Lanzhou. That could be what I'm thinking of.
It's Luoyang, isn't it? That's what Shenhua mentions in Shenmue 2, the city of Luoyang.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's not the same as
Lanzhou.
this.
Lanzhou. I wonder if that's familiar because of that Yu Suzuki research trip thing.
I'll pull it away for now. No, fair play. I appreciate you sending it me. It's interesting because where's that come from? Like, was that in the original scripts? Was that something they threw in there for a bit of context? Was it from Shenmue 3 that we never got? And they thought, do you know what? It fits quite nicely here. Where?
Okay, check this out. It's not one of his visited locations, but it's nearby. Hang on. So look,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Zions
yeah.
there or whatever. So it's there.
Okay.
So it's quite close to one of the locations you Suzuki traveled to. Interesting. I wonder if that's in one of the scripts or something then?
It could well be.
Like an actual location that we were going to visit at some point, or
Or at least be talked about. Because bearing in mind, there's a lot of cut content. I mean, looking at the chapter tiles, it could well have popped up in some of the old chapter tiles and they've put it in
ooh,
here because it fits.
shall we have a quick look at the chapter tiles? See if one of those is what looked like that place.
Hang on.
Have you got a screenshot of that building from the outside, Matt?
Only what Richard sent me.
Chapter tiles. Maybe not then.
Hey Spags, you reckon he's just hunting people down in the community, shitting them up to get information? Which, to be fair,
Yeah, it was cool on it, Section 8, because they actually had the Chinese subtitles at the bottom and the English ones over that, which was pretty cool.
pull the chapter.
I wonder what sort of language they're going to be using in China then. Do you reckon that Shuing's going to speak Chinese, or is she going to speak Japanese? Japanese?
It could fit anywhere in these, and bearing in mind it's changed so much over years, I don't know how much relevance it will have, but it's a nice little sort of flashback. Gives Landy a bit of context. He ain't messing about. He's
Yeah.
gonna get his information one way or the other.
So what did the Chinese guy say again? How did he manage to tip off with WoW? Like, what's he got to do with the WoW?
So he basically spilled the beans that a Japanese guy took the mirror and Yuandazu facilitated it, which then obviously set Landy on this path to look for Yuandazu, and presumably through that he found out, or he knew anyway, about a WoW through whatever happened with his father, because a WoW knows who Landy is. Let's not forget that.
Yeah. Well, killed his father.
Yeah, in inverted commas. So I think it's Landy sort of piecing things together. I think as an episode, a lot happened there in 24 minutes. A lot happened. It was quick.
I really enjoyed that one.
I enjoyed it, actually. The translations annoyed me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie, like I'm not gonna nitpick on it anymore, but you'd have thought they'd have
I
got
love
that right.
seeing, I love seeing all the lore though.
All
You
the
know, that's what I'm really interested in seeing.
and all the visuals that sort of supported it with the dragon, the phoenix, and Chi.
So I'm trying to think now. Do you reckon we've still got chance to get some mirror cutscenes so we can learn more about the mirrors from?
If we're gonna get them, we're gonna get them next episode because I I wonder if they'll merge it together. So you don't necessarily go to the antique shops to get the lore. Maybe Yagamashi knows something about it.
Yeah, I could see Maggie having a conversation again with them, and I mean, you get the one with Oishi-san in the
Yeah.
antique shop again. I suppose you
So
could go back in there.
they could go back in there. Yeah, that could work. Definitely, that could definitely work.
Who's the third one? The third one's Rushi China shop again. Could be, you know, you could have all three essentially. Like they could have like a 20-second just flicks, you know, as I was doing his investigation sort of stuff previously. He could be doing that with the mirrors. Hopefully, would be nice to get a bit more of that. Yeah, sheep night festival in Bailu as well.
That'd be interesting to see that. I hope they show it. Presumably next episode, because A, you get some more Shenmue 3 lore there, which is great, and B, does it sort of further sow the seeds of doubt in Shenhua's mind about this prophecy? Why is it there? And how does she link to it? Because she's questioning it the entire time. I do think it's been put on repeat a lot. Like, maybe it's just me having been around the games for a long time, but I think now they don't need to be mentioning it as much as they are. But whether that translates to new people who obviously aren't as familiar with the story as we are, I'm mixed about it. For me, I don't think it needs it, but if they're doing it to sort of keep that hook for new people, then I can understand it. But I don't know. I don't know. The Bailu stuff's great. I like the Bailu stuff.
Yeah, I agree, Spags. I think she keeps going through it in her head, doesn't she? I think she knows, or she's more attached to it, which obviously she is. But I mean, she's thinking about it a lot more.
I mean, Spags is what he's saying there is spot on. Actually, you're completely right. It's linking them. So actually, there's a shared objective there. She's doubting the prophecy. He's doubting his father. So when they do come together, they've got a common goal, other than just the prophecy and what happened in the cave.
Yeah. And then she'll get that realization of like, this is the man from the eastern country from across the sea, bollocks, that I've been hearing about so much. You know, could this be a sign?
Yeah, it's interesting. We haven't seen Shenhua's father yet as well.
Yeah, you'd have expected him to be like, walking around perhaps. I mean, depends if he's in the stone pit working away all day.
Maybe he turns up at the...
Maybe he turns up at the night festival,
yeah. Possibly.
You just about to say that?
Yeah, you took the words out of my mouth. Yeah, you could well turn up there. It could be his like last festival and he starts going back into the cave to work on the relief, etc. And then that's... Because you don't need to see much of him, you just need to know he's there. That's all it needs, isn't it? Because
she mentioned him yet at all?
No,
I don't think she's mentioned him before.
I don't think she mentioned him in episode 2. I might be wrong. Oh, was she getting rice wine for him when she traded with Audi? Yeah, I'd have to watch it again to confirm it. But possibly. If that's the case, that's the only mention we've had of Mr. Yuan. Yeah,
thank you. The medicine was...
Yeah,
okay,
thank you. Yeah, so that fits it then. He could well dream of Shenhua at the night festival.
You called it here first.
Yeah. She was, yeah.
Hi, Nathan, by the way. Nice to see you, man.
Nathan.
Shenhua was kind of banned from seeing the interior of the cave as well. Yeah, that's true. They've got some really interesting things going on. Like, I just love that they're adding additional elements.
I love the fact that
the story.
They're giving a lot more than the games are able to, because I mean, if you start adding this stuff into games, it spirals and spirals
Yeah.
and spirals. So clearly, what they've done with the Master Chen stuff, with the Bailu stuff, if they've sat down and got, especially with the Master Chen stuff, and gone, right, how can we fill this out more? Now the question is, was some of this Master Chen lore and background story there in the scripts, but they didn't include it because they felt, do you know what, we haven't got time to include it here. We'll just include the base story.
Well, I think so. I think someone mentioned it on Twitter earlier. I think it might have been Shenmue's, because obviously, if you look up Master Chen in Suka Pass, or the online passport, or whatever, Shenmue's passport, let's do it now. Actually, I'll read what it says about him, because it does mention all these, the drug dealing and that sort of stuff that they're into.
Because what I liked with Master Chen here, he's obviously he's synonymous with the criminal underworld here, and yet he is telling Rio, I'm not going to drag you into this. So again, it's more than just vengeance. He's like, you don't know what you're getting yourself into here. I can't knowingly drag an 18-year-old man into this, a young lad at the end of the day, because of how dangerous it is. It's noble at the same time as well. He's a dodgy character, and that relationship between Master Chen and and Guizhang, again, it's very cold, very, very, very cold, very cold. I was quite surprised how cold it was, but again, it's further context that we can't get. Do you think we get an episode on the boat? Skip to Shenmue 2. I'd like to see the boat. I don't know if they've got time. That's my personal opinion on it.
Or if they even know about it. See, I don't know what it was that was. Was it that? Okay, so yeah, so on Suka Pass, if you look at the old warehouse number 8, like the backstory, it says Master Chen and Guizhang can be found in this warehouse. It is used as a warehouse for works of art, but it is said that contraband cultural assets, for which export overseas is prohibited, are secretly stored here. Dummy works of art are also casually stored, perhaps in order to deceive the authorities, so that they can be differentiated by the untrained eye. Master Chen also owns warehouses at a number of other harbours, but this warehouse is managed by Guizhang.
Okay, so it
It does allude to like the criminal activity a little bit there in the backstory.
It does, doesn't it? Without going too much into it. So seeing how they've gone into it here, I think just gives it the further context that we needed.
And there's a little bit on his own. It says real name Yawen Chen. He's one of the He's one of the few wealthy Chinese magnates living abroad in Japan and has big name in the trading business. He owns numerous trading operations worldwide, including the one in Yokosuka. While he deals in a variety of high-end merchandise, Master Chen is particularly well-versed in antiques and has multiple patrons. He is said to own numerous works of valuable art, some of which are rumoured to be national treasures, but nobody knows for sure.
Okay.
It's interesting, isn't it?
So, again, he's just a dodgy character. A lot of chat talking about the boat. I don't know if you could dedicate an entire episode to the boat. I reckon you could probably maybe do half.
You could do like a 2-minute scene, I
Yeah,
reckon, maybe.
or flashback of the boat, 5 minutes. What happened on the boat? You're in Hong Kong.
That'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, that would be cool.
Just enough to see what happens, because obviously we've got the comic and we know what happens on the boat. I think it'd be cool to see it.
How long's the boat trip? It's like a 3-month boat trip or something, or 2 months or something. Like 60 days or something.
It's quite a long time. I'd have to Google it again because I should know this shit. I keep forgetting.
It's not that long. I don't know, but I know like a significant amount of time passes.
Why does 19 days ring a bell? It might be too short, but 19 days rings a bell in my head for some reason. Which is long enough. Oh,
20 was 20 days.
20 days, so I was close with 19.
I was way off with 3 months. But yeah, okay, 20 days. So, I mean, I don't know if they're just going to do like they do in the games and just cut that 20-day period out, or...
Well, you
show a
would.
little bit of it, I
They
suppose.
might show like a 5 minute flash of the boat trip, which makes sense. I don't think you could. Because 20 days on a boat, you ain't gonna flesh that out. So I think 5 minutes on the boat, and then you're in Hong Kong, and then getting your stuff nicked and all the rest of it.
Hey, what would be cool to see the zimming stuff, like what Nathan's saying there. They could flesh out those manga chapters, but imagine if they're showing like the zimming arc bit when we get to the Shenmue 2 stuff. That'd be really cool to see.
Because with Ewing and obviously her pendant, they could literally, again, it's a minute scene just to have that, and then you introduce Niao-san even through the shadows. You could set it up amazing. with her just in the shadows, like a silhouette of her. But we would know who it was, and new people would look at it and go, "Who's that?" And it gets the
you could see it happening, couldn't you?
You could see that happening. That'd be really cool. It'd be really, really cool if it happened that way.
Hello, Paddy. The boat eats up the rest of the season. It's just from episode 5 to 13. It's just the boat.
I mean, they're gonna cram in a lot. I mean, let's run with it. 2 episodes left for Shenmue 1, assuming that's the case.
Mm-hmm.
You got that. So then you've got 8 episodes to hammer through Shenmue 2. So you've got the arrival. You probably have your bag nicked. You got to meet Ewing at some point. Li Xiaotao. I don't know if you'll get. I don't think you'll get much books stuff like carrying.
I think you'll see it.
You might see a little bit of it, like do a bit of like a flash.
It probably introduced that Master Mo, maybe possibly as well. Get a move scroll from him or something.
And then
you're definitely gonna have the leaf catching.
What about the Wood?
I'd assume so, because that's a massive part of Shenmue 2, isn't it?
Fangmei.
It's where Ryo learns all these principles moving forward, really, doesn't he? He abides by a lot of the Wood.
Dave's got a lot to get through here. You've obviously got to learn counter elbow assault. Mind is clear as a polished mirror.
Fangmei will be the nice, cute anime trope. It's what you want in it.
If they don't cut her, I'd be disappointed. I'd be disappointed if they cut her personally.
I think Fangmei's a bit more important than. Have we not seen her at all?
No, there's nothing. There's been no character art of Ewing or Fangmei at all anywhere. I know Ewing's been cast. I can't remember if Fangmei has. I'd have to check our website and have a look. I mean, Wood and Chaowan. Yeah, that's got to be in.
Which is cool to see, actually, thinking about it, because they'll probably end up doing the DLC Shenmue 3 story thing as well. Incorporate that a little bit, seeing Zhang not in this season, but you know what I mean.
They could bring it in
further down the line,
and then you've got
Chaowan sign in the future.
Then you obviously meet Ren. You get beaten up. You go to Kowloon. You've got all of that. I mean, it sounds like a lot.
I don't think Fangmei will get cut.
It sounds like a ton to put in, but actually, the pace it's moving, I can see them doing it.
Yeah.
I want.
But when you break it down, I reckon we could break it into sections. And I think you could find that we could what planks.
I want planks. Ghost Hall building.
You'll find that we can probably do it in 8.
They can do
8 episodes.
They can do it in 8, and it's just where they finish it, where they finish this whole thing.
The last episode is pretty much going to be dedicated to like the Yellowhead building, isn't it? Like the big finale. If it ends on the top of the tower.
Yeah, and spoiler alert, I mean, this is just me making guesses, but if you look at the introduction, you've got Ryo facing off with Lan Di and a lot of wind around him, with Ryo putting his hand up like that. So I'm guessing that's the rooftop. They face off. May not fight, but they face off, and the helicopter might pop up from behind the scene, and Lan Di buggers off.
Jumps on.
Yeah.
Cheeky duck.
But I
reckon you'll see that as an Easter egg.
Yeah, I reckon you will. Actually, it'd be quite a nice little Easter egg to throw in there. I think we're looking at 2 episodes for Shenmue 1, and then the rest is Shenmue 2, and they've got a lot. The thing is, as well, how good are these now? And then they've got Shenmue 2, where the shit gets real. It really kicks off.
I still can't imagine Shenmue 2 side of things. It's going to be insane, isn't it? And once it gets there.
We've seen nothing. We've seen a little bit of Kia of Kowloon, a little bit of Hong Kong, or Wanchai rather. But we've seen nothing. We've seen nothing of Aberdeen. We've seen hardly anything of the characters from Shenmue 2.
It's good that they've done that, isn't it? They've done that deliberately and it doesn't seem as far as I'm aware, like anyone has been handed the whole season.
No, it's all being
These
drip,
reviewers
drip.
have had like a couple of episodes, but no one seems to be. Otherwise, we'd have had spoilers or something right by now, or leaks or something.
I think you'll get, like,
Tomato
it's being
marks.
drip fed all the way through. So it's been
Yeah.
quietly done. And I don't know if they'll do this, but I think they should. Mid-season trailer that you get the end of the ending of Shenmue 1, and they release a
Yeah.
mid-season trailer as the teaser for the Hong Kong element. That'd be really good. That'd be really cool. And
Yeah, that's cool.
I can't wait for the 70-man battle, because I
Like Lardo
suspect
says, 70-man battle, the Yellowhead section's going to be amazing.
you'd hope they splurge their budget on the
fighting
on
there,
the fight, on those big fights, because if they have, they could be absolutely fantastic. When I said mid-season, I break halfway. No, as far as I'm aware, it's going to be consistent the whole way through. But what I'm thinking is, as a mid-season in inverted commas, they do. I mean, if they did a break, a week, 2 weeks. I hope they don't. I'm pretty sure they won't.
It doesn't
But
seem like it. I think.
no,
Would we have known by now?
I
if
think
we're going
we'd
to do
have
that?
some idea now. But what I'm thinking they'll do is, as a break in inverted commas, they might release like an extended trailer showing off Hong Kong a bit, like 2 minutes. That's all you need.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we could use a week break, but I don't think we're going to get it.
True.
Man,
That would be cool. I was on about this the other day, actually, watching the whole season in one day. If once it's all released, I think it'd be nice to like cut it all up, so it's just one big file, just one big episode in a sense. You get rid of like the introduction and the endings from every episode, so it just carries on from into the next. I'd watch that. It's like a nice 4 hour
4 hour
movie.
binge.
Yeah, 4 hour binge.
4 hour binge. That episode was good. It followed the games very, very closely. There's a lot in there to talk about and dissect and
Yeah.
pick apart, which is good.
Shenmue, the game, the anime, the movie.
But I think I'd probably say, if I was rating episodes, that's probably not quite as good as episode 2 for me personally, but it's better than episode 1. If I had to sort of nail my colours to the mast right now.
Yeah, I'd agree. I mean, they're all very, 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 very good, aren't they? I mean, I don't think I can put them in an order really. I've just really enjoyed everything so far. I really enjoyed the lore in this episode, and I like that they're taking it a little bit further than the games as well. So we're actually seeing a visual of, these Chinese beasts, the dragon, phoenix. They're alluding to that kind of thing. In the game, obviously, Master Chen, he just talks about Chiyo monster thing, and you don't really think anything of it, do you? It's like a passing comment, and then it's only really like towards the end of Shenmue 2 where some of the stuff you start to question what's going on. But in the anime, showing that as he's telling you, it adds a little bit more to this mysterious Chinese folklore sort of stuff going on.
It's good for us as old fans seeing this context, because it gets us talking about new things. So you're appealing to a new crowd who haven't seen this sort of stuff, give them the context generally, and then for us as old school fans, it just gives an added layer to that lore around it. I mean, being perfectly honest, I don't think there's a bad episode here so far. I really don't. I think episode 2's right up here. Episode 3 a little bit down, but not too much at all. And episode 1's pretty damn good. And I think they work really, really well all together. Having rewatched them all as well, you pick up things that we carry on with, and you pick up as you go. I see James is resubbed.
Yeah, might as well.
34 months. And I think there's a lot here in terms of teasing out the mysteries that we're going to get as we go. Yeah. And I'm thoroughly impressed with 3 episodes in. I'm really, really impressed. They've respected the source material superbly, but they're going off at their own tangent. Nothing wrong with that at all. And we've got 10 more weeks of this. 10 more
insane,
weeks.
Isn't it? And
absolutely crazy.
There's a lot to digest. Like that episode, there was a lot to take in there as it was happening. It was difficult trying to. Obviously, you've got the added element that we're on stream, on camera, kind of thing, as we're reading the subtitles, and probably normally we just sit there watching it. You know what I mean? But we're doing this kind of thing, and we're talking about what we're seeing at the same time. So it was a bit more difficult to take it all in as it was happening. There was quite a lot in that episode, which is
I will rewatch
it's cool.
it.
It's going to be another one to definitely rewatch that a few times to properly dissect everything we've seen there.
I think so. But damn good episode. I think what we're going to do...
People in chat have helped, like.
Yeah, definitely. And thanks everybody in chat for contributing and jumping in as we've been chatting as well, because it keeps us going when we're seeing things as well. And you're seeing things that we don't, because obviously this is the first watch for us. So what I'm going to do...
explains a lot of stuff as well, definitely.
It does. So what I'm going to do very quickly before I wrap us up is I'm going to whack up the trailer for the teaser for episode 4, Shackles.
Yep.
So just bear with me a second. Let's pull it up on screen. Let's quickly test the sound. So
that covers all the basics.
Right. Did everybody get a cut of sound there just before I play it? It should come through. Yeah, sound work. Brilliant. Excellent. So this is a 30-second teaser for episode 4. If you haven't seen it, you're in for a treat. I watched this earlier.
That covers all the basics. Figure the rest out for yourself.
Me then. I haven't watched it.
On the next all-new episode of Shenmue.
Mark, okay.
Yeah.
I think I'm getting the hang of this.
Hey, kid from Alpha Trading. Bring that one over here.
Sure.
He's just getting the hang of this.
Sorry about that.
Shenmue, the animation, next Saturday at midnight.
Thanks for helping me today.
Sure.
That's
Only
awesome.
Konami, an Adult Swim and Crunchyroll original.
So.
Ooh, Mark seemed a bit pissed off then.
He did. But we are getting forklifts. We are getting some working scene.
So we're definitely going to have, because obviously the hunt is off for the Mad Angels now, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I think, judging by that, with introducing Mark like that, we're definitely going to see a lot of like his backstory with his brother, whatever, getting killed by the Mad Angels. I think they'll go on to that.
I wonder if that's the angle they'll go with, rather than. I mean, I hope we get the homeless guy. I don't know if you necessarily need Goro getting beaten up, but hopefully they sort of hone in on Mark and his brother, because that's the main link to the Mad Angels, because his brother was intertwined in it for some reason.
Yeah.
And then they go.
They could have had the homeless man already, really, because he kind of helps at some point Rio to get into the warehouse, doesn't he? He hands him the map if you keep failing like 50 times or whatever.
Cocking it up, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I could see more around Mark's brother, which is going to be good. I wonder.
Good point, Sheep.
We get 2 trailers. We get a teaser, and we normally get one around Wednesday, Thursday, where they go into a bit more detail around what's going on. So I would be interested to see if they sort of have done this for the fans, because forklifts and Shenmue are synonymous together. They just go hand in hand, and then you'll get a bit more later on. But
so
bring it on.
Episode 3 I'm thinking of like fight scenes in episode 3, but we just got the Goro fight. Was that it?
We've got the Goro fight, and we got sparring with Fukusan.
Fukusan, yeah.
But then it's not necessarily a bad thing if they don't have any fights, because
no, I was just thinking like
building up.
Initially, we were thinking that they were going action heavy, didn't we?
Because if you're building up to the 70-man battle, you don't want to oversaturate the fighting. You maybe want 1 or 2 in there. Don't go crazy with it, and then you hit that top crescendo with the 70-man battle at the end, and obviously you might fight Chai again as well.
Yeah, Chai in the warehouse. Yeah, there's a little bit of a thing going on there. So I suppose there was a little bit of action in this episode, but overall it felt more of like a Shenmue episode, didn't it?
It did, but this is sort of the meat. This is sort of the meat and potatoes stuff, isn't it, around the story that they're going into now, getting you ready for the dessert, which will be the 70-man battle, and then and I think they'll restart that cycle with Hong Kong and build it up and build it up and build it up, and then I think Rooftop, and that's where it will finish. And if they did, someone was saying in chat, if they did an hour special for the last episode, that'd be amazing, absolutely amazing. But we'll see when we get there.
Possible, isn't it? I suppose.
Yeah. Or 45 minutes.
I could see them doing just like as a joke, like a 5-second thing where he starts, he's morning off with a race. Possibly.
Yeah, I think so. But we're going to be getting some forklifts. We're going to see Mark. We know that. In terms of the story now, we are pretty much, bearing in mind as well, we haven't had the Nozomi conversation around Canada yet. That could well pop up in the next episode. And then we're really going after the Mad Angels now. So they're really honing in on the last essential disc of Shenmue. And will they include Rio trying to get money for Hong Kong? Hence the job. So they've got to link it somewhere. They could do a 2-minute, he needs money, hasn't got enough, gets a job.
Going the travel place for a
possibly
ticket, Asia travel.
Possibly. Because you don't need to sit on that too long, do you?
No, true.
And see how you go from there. But
yeah, that's the end of disc 2 actually, isn't it? The Asia travel stuff.
But I think I'll call us there because we've got to go and record a podcast.
Piggyback. That's true.
Yeah.
I suppose they'll do like those scenes with Fukusan, I think, possibly trying to help out maybe.
They should do. Because
having said that though, Ine-san isn't really stopping Rio from whatever he wants to do. It's not like you can expect that sort of scene where she's saying don't go to Hong Kong and they have to lie. It seems like she's already content with whatever Rio wants to do, doesn't it?
She's almost accepted it.
Yeah, already.
Which is different to the games, but I think maybe we could get a bit more in there. We should have a special episode that adapts to watch Shenmue demo. Why not? Why not? As a little
Kawa-san.
Extra content on the Blu-ray DVD. Do it there.
Yeah.
Right. I think we got to go and record a podcast in a minute. I'm going to call things there.
Okay, come on.
Yeah. For everybody, obviously, who's been streaming in weekly, thank you for joining us. We do appreciate you guys coming in and watching us every week, watching our reactions, and it makes it worthwhile us going in and trying to stay away from spoilers. Next week, we're going to split the stream in 2. So we're going to be streaming for Special Effect from 6 o'clock in the evening till around 7:30. So we're going to be playing some Shenmue 1, trying to compare it to the anime, the games to the anime, as much as we can in about an hour and a half. Have a break. So what I'm going to do is probably play some of the GDC stuff for a half an hour break. So if you hang around and you haven't seen that before and want to rewatch some of that, about half an hour's worth of that we'll be playing while we sort of get something to eat. And then we'll jump into the anime stuff from 8 till 9-ish and then record our podcast. So we're going to be on a lot next Sunday.
Spot on. Busy bloody Sunday next week.
But thank you again, as I say, everybody who's been watching us, getting into the content that we've been putting out. We've been pumping it out. We are going to go blind again, I think. I think it's the way to go. It seems to be working really well.
We're doing that.
But thanks everybody who's watching our content, reading our content, following us, giving us subs, etc. on YouTube, wherever you are. It is appreciated. It makes all the work that we do worthwhile. It's like a second job sometimes, but I love it.
Wouldn't change it for the world, Amon.
So thanks
for all the nice comments, everyone.
On that note, make sure everybody hangs around. I am going to find someone to raid, but get your saxophones ready. We're going to play some Wish, and we will see you bright and early, 6 o'clock tomorrow. Tomorrow? Saturday? I'm going nuts.
Tomorrow.
6 o'clock
I was going to
next
say,
week.
what's happening tomorrow?
Bunking work. No, 6 o'clock Sunday. Next week, we will see you there. Take it easy, everyone.
See you soon.
強い瞳でも戻らないこと分かっているからもう少しOoh.